Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad you decided to spend this time here. As always, this episode is designed to help you relax, think deeply, and at the same time improve your English listening skills in a natural way. You don't need to understand every single word. Just follow the ideas, stay present, and let your brain do its work. Before we begin, let me tell you what today's episode will be about. In this episode, we are going to explore the psychology of this every single day. From the moment we wake up until we fall asleep, we make decisions. Some of them are small and automatic. Others are big and life-changing. First, we will talk about how many decisions we actually make daily and why they can feel exhausting. Then, we will explore why making decisions is sometimes so difficult. After that, we will discuss common psychological patterns that influence our choices without us even noticing. We will also talk about fear of making the wrong decision and how it affects our lives. Finally, we will reflect on how to make better decisions with more clarity and less stress. At the end of the episode, I will summarize the main ideas and say goodbye. Now, let's begin. From the moment you wake up, you start making decisions. What time should I get up? Should I check my phone now or later? What should I eat for breakfast? What should I wear? Most of these choices feel small and unimportant. However, researchers estimate that people make thousands of decisions every day. Many of them are so automatic that we don't even notice them. Even small decisions require mental energy. The brain constantly evaluates options, predicts outcomes, and calculates risks. This process can become tiring. By the end of the day, many people feel mentally exhausted, not because they worked physically hard, but because they made too many decisions. This phenomena is sometimes called decision fatigue. Decision fatigue happens when the quality of our decisions decreases after a long session of For example, after a busy day, you might choose fast food instead of cooking something healthy, not because you don't know what is better, but because your mental energy is low. To understand why decisions are difficult, we need to look at how the brain works. The brain has two main systems for thinking. The first system is fast and automatic. It makes quick judgments without much effort. The second system is slower and more analytical. It carefully examines information and considers consequences. The fast system is useful for everyday situations. It helps you react quickly and saves energy. However, it can also lead to impulsive choices. The slower system is more accurate, but requires effort and concentration. When we are tired or stressed, we rely more on the fast system. Now, let's talk about why some decisions feel heavier than others. Often, it is not the decision itself that causes stress, but the fear of making the wrong choice. Many people believe that there is always one perfect option. They worry that if they choose incorrectly, they will regret it forever. This fear is connected to the illusion of control. We like to believe that we can predict the future and choose the option that guarantees success. In reality, life is uncertain. Even the most carefully planned decisions can lead to unexpected results. Another psychological pattern that affects decisions is called loss aversion. People tend to fear losses more than they value gains. For example, losing $100 feels more painful than the pleasure of gaining $100. This makes us overly cautious in some situations. Perfectionism also plays a role. Perfectionists often delay decisions because they want to collect all possible information. They want to be completely sure, but complete certainty is impossible. Waiting for perfect conditions often leads to missed opportunities. Let's consider how modern life increases decision pressure. In the past, people had fewer options. Today, we are surrounded by endless choices, from career paths to products in a supermarket. While having options seems positive, too many options can create anxiety. This is sometimes called the paradox of choice. When choices increase, satisfaction does not always increase with them. For example, imagine standing in front of a shelf with 50 types of cereal. You may spend several minutes comparing prices, ingredients, and brands. After choosing one, you might still wonder if another option was better. More choice can create more doubt. Social media also influences this. We constantly see other people's lives, achievements, and lifestyles. This creates comparison. when making decisions about career, relationships, or personal goals. We may unconsciously think about how our choice will look to others. Social media also influences we constantly see other people's lives, achievements, and lifestyles. This creates comparison when making decisions about career, relationships, or personal goals. We may unconsciously think about how our choice will look to others. Often, the fear of regret stops people from making bold choices. Regret is a powerful emotion. We imagine future scenarios where we think, I should have chosen differently. However, research shows that people often regret the chances they did not take more than the mistakes they made. Another interesting idea is that we adapt to outcomes. Even if a decision leads to a difficult situation, humans are surprisingly good at adjusting. What feels like a disaster at first may later become a lesson or even an opportunity. So, how can we make better decisions with less stress? First, clarify your values. When you know what truly matters to you, decisions become easier. If personal growth is important, you may choose the option that challenges you. If stability is your priority, you may choose security. Second, limit unnecessary choices. Simplify small daily decisions. For example, you can plan meals in advance or create routines. This saves mental energy for more important matters. Third, accept uncertainty. No decision comes with a guarantee. Instead of searching for perfection, aim for alignment with your current knowledge and values. Fourth, set a decision deadline. Overthinking can create more anxiety than clarity. Giving yourself a reasonable time limit helps you move forward. It is also important to remember that not all decisions are permanent. Many choices can be adjusted later. Seeing decisions as experiments rather than final judgments reduces pressure. Another helpful approach is reflection. After making a decision, instead of questioning it constantly, observe the outcome calmly. What did you learn? What would you do differently next time? Growth comes from reflection, not from... Let's also consider intuition. Intuition is not magic. It is the result of experience stored in your brain. Sometimes your first instinct is valuable. However, it should be balanced with rational thinking, especially for important matters. In the end, decision-making is part of being human. There is no life without choices. Avoiding decisions is also a decision. Taking responsibility for your choices builds confidence over time. Now let's summarize today's episode. We talked about how many decisions we make every day and how this can lead to decision fatigue. We explored the psychological systems behind quick and slow thinking. We discussed fear of making the wrong choice, perfectionism, and loss aversion. We examined how modern life and too many options increase anxiety. We also reflected on big life decisions and the role of regret. Finally, we shared practical strategies for making decisions with more clarity and less stress. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. I hope it helped you understand your own decision-making process a little better. Remember, no choice guarantees a perfect future. What matters most is learning, adapting, and continuing forward. Take care, stay thoughtful, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.